Hey guys, I wanted to go over a couple of things with these mine shafts that I've been using in this game and on this map. Just some of the techniques that I've been using with this. Um, they were found randomly, so there wasn't any method involved in finding them. Just kind of stumble across them. And generally, when I find one of interest, I'll put a column, as you can see right there, column in the air, so they're easy to find, especially in the beginning phases. Just kind of orientate you. But after you've been there a couple of times, you really don't need that anymore. So we're gonna. This is there's a huge cavern system underneath here, and it's basically one big cavern system. We're gonna go over there in just a second, but I'm gonna show you this one here first. Depending on how what I have to work with, I guess, in the beginning parts of the cave system that I find, depends what kind of base I'm going to build. This particular one, um, I needed to dig something straight down. So in that particular case, I just built a little building. The glass is there just because I'm a glass freak. And then the chests are where they are. Anyway, the chests in this room, and this kind of like a base camp sort of thing, is just a place for me to store things, so I don't have to go all the way back to the base, the main base. So this is sort of like a mini base, I guess, if you will. Just a different type of one that I've created instead of creating it on a hill. This one I've just created out in the open. And with these other ones, um, based on these cave systems being caves and not necessarily oh anything else, I've decided to create like little base camps at the openings of these bases. So just going down here, it's nice and simple, nice little cave system. Some of the other ones that I found that lend themselves more to digging in the side of a mountain, I've lent toward doing just that, just digging in the side of a mountain to create a little base camp, a little mini base camp, in order to create some chests so I can store some things and not have to go all the way back to the base. And since I play on hard difficulty, it's important to empty your bags every once in a while to, just to make sure if you get killed, you don't lose everything. Unfortunately, on this map, I've been killed a couple of times, but it's just part of it. In this particular one, I created a little farm, also. But this one here is just a natural cave system, and I just dug into the beginnings of it, and I just wanted to seal off both sides. Seal off this one side from the other. Just make sure nothing can get up here. This is just a little mini base camp. I'm going to go over some of the results too, so you can just kind of see some of the things that I've been able to achieve in these cave systems. So, been a little light on the diamonds, I don't know why. Anyway, I usually have a mineral chest, a tools chest, one for cobblestone in case I needed to smelt that to create flooring, and then these three types, and then wood usually I put in another chest, and then all the bio stuff I usually put in another chest, food and arrows and whatnot. So we're going to check out some of the other ones, and they're a little further away, so I'm going to have to pause this video, and we'll meet up with some of the other bases. Okay, over at this next base. This one I found, and it just lent itself to dig in the side of the hill there. So instead of building an outdoor sort of room, I just kind of dug in down here. Whenever I find these large cavern systems, these long drops like this, I generally like to spiral down them. But in this particular case, just dug out a room and same deal. Cobblestone chest, bio chest, minerals chest, and then tools and loose stuff. So there's just one other type that I want to talk about. But just depending on what I come up against decides what kind of mini base I want to build. So mostly it's the ones that you just dig into the side of a hill and build yourself a little base. But it's important, especially if you play in hard difficulty, to make sure that you keep a chest nearby, so you don't want to get killed with a bunch of diamonds and stuff on you. So this last one I'm going to talk about is just sort of like a vent, and we'll get over to that part in just a second. Okay, this last structure that I want to talk about is what I would equate to something similar to like a ventilation shaft. Generally, they come about where you're down in a cavern system, doing your thing, your bags are filling up, and what ends up happening is you see. Let me see if I can do it here. That's not gonna work. Something like this. Okay, you see something like this. You see these little drops coming through, and what that's telling you is that there's one block separating you from the water, and if you're somewhere near that level, then you're going to be close to the surface. And again, you're at a point to where your bags are getting full, you're in a cave, you're knee deep in it, and it's going to take a long way to get back. So what I generally do is try to poke my way up through and then sort of build walls around that little hole that I've punched through the surface, and sort of let the water drain out. And yeah, you got a place where you can get out and run back to the base real quick, empty your bags, and start back fresh again. So anyway, I would equate it to some sort of like a ventilation shaft or something like that. This particular one was an area where the sand had fallen in, and it was rushing in here pretty deep. So what I ended up doing is just channeling the water such that I could just use it as a ventilation shaft. So this last part of this video is I'm going to talk about some results I've accomplished on this map, and we'll pick it up there. Okay, back at the base again. The minerals that are in this chest is about 80% of what I have mined. Some of the stuff are still on some of the mini bases. And keep in mind that it took an awful lot of lava to smelt this flooring. Probably about 4 stacks of iron to create buckets to, literally 4 stacks of iron to create buckets to smelt all this flooring. So just keep that in mind whenever you look at this stuff. Food chest, this isn't really much of anything. Mineral chests, this is the iron here. And diamonds are really, really, really light. It kind of almost feels like they've changed the spawn rate on diamonds. I mean, they're really hard to find anymore. Lots and lots of coal. And just extra garbage stuff and just tools. So this is the mineral chest. So that's what we're looking at. And again, about 4 stacks of this iron was used for buckets so I could smelt the flooring. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. And the glass too. Takes a lot of lava for that. Anyway, that's how I handle the cavern systems and mini bases on this particular map, and I hope this helps out. So anyway, take care, guys.